Libya. Considered the fourth largest country in Africa, consisting of Greece, Portugal, Spain, Germany, and the UK combined, with a population size of 6.4 million people. 1.6 million have said to reside in the city's capital, Tripoli. Standing today provisional government, Libya gained its peace or independence on December 24th of 1951, around the same time as its neighbors Algeria and Tunisia, when they regained control as independent countries as well. Statistically, 97% of the religion in Libya is Sunni Muslims. Although Islamic teachings and growth began in the establishment of Islam in Arabia, through Muhammad's return to Mecca, many great accomplishments were sprouting, such as the preserved Black Rock or the 5 Pillars of Islam.
Importantly, a great expansion of Islam occurred during the 7th and 8th centuries. With the new Islamic faith, there were encounters with the Byzantine, Lombard, and Frankish kingdoms, played a role from 632 to 733, and lasted to the 800s. Of Islamic rapid expansion, growth and influence that eventually crossed through the plains and deserts of Africa through Mesopotamia.
Like most of northern African regions, Arabic is the most spoken language in Libya.
Libya's climate may be understood through the day of hot extreme deserts interior due to the welcoming area of the sub-Sahara. Most people live along the Mediterranean by the coast.
As a combination of great foods that have been mixed together to create some of the greatest tasting meals in Liberia, we can see that wheat and barley and olives are part of the dish as well. Dates, citrus and vegetables, peanuts, carrots, goats, sheep and cattle have been a successful production in Libya's agriculture. There are traditional foods that have been made in Libya with olive oil as its main asset in creating some of the most known foods in the country. Ancient Egypt was one of the greatest civilizations known to mankind of modern era, in which many areas around the globe can give thanks and honor to the first civilized people of the ancient world in early 3000 BC. Ancient Egypt was known for many aspects such as architecture, philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, business, farming, and many other aspects that goes along the list of things that has emerged as a result of a magnificent kingdom. Egypt also experienced in the Middle Kingdom a period of development and progress. This is known as the Golden Age of Egypt. The power of the pharaoh was re-established. This era was ruled by those pharaohs in the 11th and 12th dynasties. There was inclusion and input of middle class. There was a democracy in religion. Everyone was guaranteed a place in the afterlife. Before, only pharaohs were given such guarantees. At this time, even Egyptian scholars forged refinement in medicine, philosophy, and again mathematics, even beginning the first to start the 3.77, where we can see pi comes into place early on, late in ancient history. There was a person named Imhotep who served Egypt and ancient Kemet in his golden age, but his legacy of greatness as Egypt's greatest nobleman lives on today. Africans and the diasporic Africans can take pride in Imhotep's accomplishments. When it comes to its religion, language, and many other factors, no one can put knowledge on the fact that ancient Egypt is one of the great civilizations that has emerged alone and isolated in its rehabilitations in its reconstructional areas. For instance, in the Nile River Valley Scholars Debate, Naim Akbar from Florida State University argues that ancient people of Egypt can benefit more than blacks residing around the globe, meaning those in the European dominant continent of North America. In ancient Egypt, Namenet was the first and well-known king of the greatest civilization there ever was. Unifying Upper and Lower Egypt, he made a city called Memphis in the center of it. Thus, with the unification, took over many other invaders that tried to conquer this amazing land. In the Neolithic Age, this civilization was regarded as one of the most dynamic and splendid civilizations in human history. Sudan.
Sudan is considered the largest country in Africa. Compared to the US, Sudan would take up 1/4, marked as the 10th largest in the world. Similar to the Egyptians along the Nile Valley lies pyramids from Sudan, marking original ancient kingdoms. For example, you have Darfur, and after battling decades against the Arab Muslims up north, and also between borderlines of Democratic Sudan's southern forces, most of its oil share revenues and issues are involved between northern and southern Sudan. With many conflicts taking place western of Darfur, Sudan Association in Egypt was seized 1956 civil war, but rested upon the backup in 1983, and see where independence was rapidly overshadowed by unresolved tensions between the North and the South Sudan. With the comprehensive peace deal in 2005, much of the grievances between the North and Southern states cooled down, but it was never fully implemented, leaving pro-government abolitions and Arabs cross-border intrusions and tensions of Darfur could result back to the civil disputes. Hopefully the NDA, National Democratic Alliance, can support resolution to the controls in the country's issues. The Republic of South Sudan is the world's youngest nation. It is the 193rd member of the state of the United Nations and the 54th member state of the African Union. The country gained independence on 9th July 2011, following a self-determination referendum in which the citizens overwhelmingly voted for total autonomy for then Sudan. The referendum conducted in January 2011 was one of the provisions of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, or the CPA, signed in 2005. The CPA ended one of Africa's largest civil wars in which many lives were lost. After emerging from the decades of neglect and discrimination, the country is now putting all its efforts and resources to nation building. When Sudan gained its independence in 1956, it was with understanding that the Southerners would be able to participate fully in the political system. When the Arab cartoon government regained on its promises, a mutiny began and led to two prolonged periods of conflict in 1955 to 1972 and 83 to 2005, in which perhaps 2.5 million people died, mostly civilians due to starvation and drought. The result of this referendum held in January 2011 was a vote of 90% in favor of secession, and independence was attained on the 9th of July 2011. Following several decades of civil war with Sudan, industry and infrastructure in landlocked South Sudan was severely underdeveloped, and poverty was widespread. Subsistence agriculture provides a living for the vast majority of the population, and private rights are insecure and price signals are weak. Because markets are not well organized, South Sudan has little infrastructure.